everybody, it's Chalice Johnson, the founder and head designer of Kristell Interiors. Today is our Designer Tip Tuesday, and this week we'll be discussing our top 10 most common interior design mistakes. So let's begin. Oh, also, as you can see, I am cozy today in my bed. I wanted to just have a more relaxed vibe today. I have on my oversized Drexel t-shirt. I went here for grad school, so I'm representing today. But let's jump into the top tips. Okay, so these 10 most common mistakes are not in any particular order, but they're just listed so we can keep track of what number we're at. So, number 1 is going to be area rugs. This is a common mistake that I see actually pretty often, but people tend to purchase a cheaper rug, and so the cheaper rugs are usually a smaller size. And so they'll go with the cheaper rug that doesn't really necessarily match their room size. So a tip for you guys is to make sure your furniture is grounded by the rug. So it's nice when you have the edges of your furniture touching the rug, or if you're balling, you can get a like 8x10 or a giant size rug and have your furniture actually sit on top of the rug instead of like the first 2 legs or the front 2 legs on top of the rug. So that's number 1. The second tip is going to be, okay, you guys know when someone's walking around and their jeans are like maybe 6 inches, 4 inches, 2 inches too high. Where I'm from, I don't know where you guys are from or if it's common, but we call them high waters. And so I'll show you a picture of some high waters here. And high waters can exist with curtains, which is our tip for number 2. Do not purchase curtains. Once again, I feel like a lot of this plays into people just purchasing the most cheap option that they have. So if you have windows that are super high, maybe you need 96-inch window panels, and instead you're purchasing like 84-inch window panels, and now you have high water curtains. That's not a good look, as it is when you're walking down the street in your high water jeans. Not a good look. It's better if you just purchase longer curtains, and then worst case scenario, if you have a funky size height for your window, you can just hem them with the bottom with hemming tape or sew them and cut them to fit your window size. All windows are not created equal, so keep that in mind when choosing your window panels. Designers call it puddling at the bottom, which is when they touch the floor and they just have a little, almost like jeans. Okay, so you know when you wear your jeans and they just have a little bit of crease, not crease, I'm gonna find a picture. I'm gonna put it right here. Yes, so if you have puddling jeans, if you want to call it that, do that similar effect with your curtains. So you can do puddling curtains like this. Number 3 is art too small or art hung too high. So since these both deal with art, even though they're kind of 2 different things, I decided to group it into one category for number 3. And so art too small. Why do I feel like I just keep going back to the root of all evils? Cheap. Stop being cheap. Make sure you're purchasing art that suits the size of your sofa. I like to go with a 2/3 ratio for what I choose to hang above, like a sofa, for example. You want to make sure that it's not the same exact size of your sofa, because there's no breathing room and it just looks like just too boxy and straight up. But if you have a little bit of a gap on each end, 2/3 is like a good ratio, and designers usually have the eye to kind of tell just by glancing over, like that's a good ratio. But if you go for something like that, then it looks more balanced and just it gives you a better vibe or look above your sofa. But the thing is, say you don't want to purchase a, I don't know, 48-inch wide art hanging above your sofa because it could get costly. Instead, you can purchase smaller pieces, but just group them. You can make a collage. You can make, they call it diptych, word of the day, diptych, or a triptych, and that's a set of 3 or a set of 2 wall art panels or hangings that you can group together, and then you can get that 2/3 ratio without just having one huge piece. So remember that. I'm gonna quiz you at the end. No, I'm not. Number 4 is when people have a lack of contrast or texture variations. So as you can see in my bed alone, I have some furs, I have some more silky, and it has a soft sheen material. I also have this velvety pillow, which it gives you a nice variation on your bed or on your sofa, wherever you're having it, and it creates some interest and dynamic. If you want to go with all solids and not have prints on your things, you can go with something like this. So, all right, make sure you add contrast, which is like this bed. I don't want to put another gray pillow on top of the bed, but having this nice dark backdrop, it's a good contrast against this bed color. And then this onto this, you can see the variation and the difference. Number 5 is the scale of your furniture. So this kind of goes with the rugs, making sure you have the proper rug size, but also you want to make sure that your furniture that you're putting into the room is not too small or too big, because furniture that's too big, it can overpower the room and kind of like give it a heavy look and a tight and narrow feel, when really the room could be big and open, but you just purchased some bulky pieces of furniture and it doesn't create a nice inviting environment. And then also you can do small furniture that can look like dollhouse furniture or just like a mini furniture inside of your living room if once again you're trying to go with the cheaper route and do maybe a love seat when you really need a sofa. So make sure you're measuring or have your designer measure, and that way you can make sure that your furniture is proportionate to your room size and not too big or too small. Number 6 is a big one that I can't stand it, but it is when people buy sets. So when I say sets, usually in furniture stores they have vignettes, which is like a little setting of the sofa, the love seat, the chair, and it's all cool when they may have a designer that puts those little vignettes together and it's unique pieces. But when you just have the Ashley sofa and it comes with the Ashley love seat and it comes with the Ashley chair and it's just all matchy, that is not a good and nice designed look. That is just, you picked out, give me this. Okay, do you see Beyonce and Rihanna going to Forever 21 and just buying something that everyone else can get off the racks? No, they will work with designers, or they'll piece together, their designer will piece together their outfit to give them a unique look and not the same thing that you can just buy off the mannequin. So the same kind of concept goes with furniture. I like to choose a statement piece and then kind of bounce off of that statement piece for the accent chairs or for the end tables. I don't just say, give me that set. And that is also good when you have, because some people, you might have neighbors and they come over and love your sofa, and then next thing you know, they have the same exact look you have just by going in the store and saying, give me that. You don't want that look. So make sure you're sourcing pieces, unique pieces, putting them together. Look at like the arm styles. You can find matching arm styles, like if you have a rolled arm or if you have a more contemporary look and they're boxy arms, you can find an accent chair that has that same arm style and then coordinate it with your sofa and then it still looks like it goes together, but it's not matchy-matchy. So that was tip number 6. Number 7 is figuring out your focal point in the room. So this is something that I like to do when I design a room. I'm like, what do I want people to look at? The first thing that you look at when you walk into the room. So for example, in my room, this nice tall headboard, when you first walk in the room, this is where your eye goes because it's just the tallest thing. So I would say my living room, this piece of art that I have over my fireplace, this would be my focal point in the living room because it is higher up and it's also a large scale. So it's what your eye looks at when you first go into the living room. So focal points could be art, it could be your furniture, it could be maybe if you have a fireplace wall and the fireplace stones go all the way up to the ceiling, that could be a focal point in your living room. So figure out what your focal point is and what you want people to look at that you really like, and use it to your advantage. You don't have to have everything just be all at one level, nothing that stands out, everything kind of blends in. That's when your room lacks some interest and looks like it's missing something, because you just need that boom statement piece. Number 8 is a big thing that I personally don't do, even with, I keep relating interior design to fashion because it's something that most people can relate to and understand, but it's buying into the trends. Buying into the trends is cool enough, you're trying to show off and keep up with the Jones, but a nice thing that I like to do personally is buy classic pieces or pieces that are timeless and that you can just vamp up with accessories or inexpensive trendy items versus you making your actual wardrobe be the trendy item that's going to go out of style in a few weeks. For example, you can purchase like a classic sofa, nice and timeless, and then purchase just like pillows that might be trendy if you want to have. I really don't like this trend, but the Chanel books and the Chanel pillows and just like little brandy stuff like that, and not even Chanel, they're Chanel inspired, which makes it even worse. Books and pillows and things like that. I feel like those are just trendy little things which are cool if you want to jazz up your interior, but I wouldn't go full blown out with a trendy bed or I don't know, just something that's not going to be classic and timeless unless you have the money to just change out your interior as you want. But if you're the type of person that just wants to do their room maybe every 5 years, every 10 years, then go for your timeless classic pieces and not what's in style and trending right this second. Number 9 is the lack of greenery or plants. So if you look around your living room right now or look around your bedroom, wherever you're at, and look to see if you have any greenery or any plants, and it doesn't have to be real, it can be artificial, but just having some type of greenery or lifelike things in your home just gives it a more vibrant and more like, I don't know, like nature, just feel good, that type of environment brings life, no pun intended, to your interior. So it doesn't have to be real, because I know some of us don't have time to water plants or just keep up with the window. Like one of my plants died, don't tell anybody, but one of my plants died because I just keep forgetting to open the blinds when I'm going to work, and so my bad. And then number 10, I learned this a long time ago, years ago, when I worked for a Lazy Boy. Most people would purchase either their sofa or their area rugs last. And when I tell you, this makes it so hard. Like they will come to the store and say, look, I just painted this room already like green, and they're like, I need to find a sofa and a rug that matches this. Sis, your green will not match anything in the store. But if you were to do everything in reverse and purchase your larger items such as your sofa and your rugs especially, because rugs are so hard to find, especially when you're picky like me and you want that like unique or that quality rug, you don't want to wait to pick that last. Your big furniture pieces, your bed and even dressers could kind of go second to like your bed and your rug. I feel like those are the pieces that really usually make a statement in your room. So you want to make sure you pick those out first before you start picking out accessories or paint especially. Do not pick out your paint. That should be one of the last steps that you do in your room, is picking out paint. That's tip number 10. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's Designer Tip Tuesday, and I will see you again next week for our next designer tip, which will be a whole new thing. So make sure you like this video right now. Please do not forget down below, and subscribe, please. I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel so I can give you guys more quality content and make sure that I actually have people that want to see me. So if you want to see more videos and more tips from me, subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.